Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this Friday's webinar from Annika Digital. It's myself and Stanley, and I've got Tony Ogby with me today. You'll get very familiar with Tony, our relatively new marketing manager. Is it nearly 3 months now since you joined us?
It's my second one now.
Yeah, it feels like it. It feels like you're part of the family already, so that's brilliant. Oh, did it say 9:30? I think that might have been a mistake. No, it's definitely 9 o'clock. The webinars are always 9 o'clock, so apologies if we've got that wrong and confused you slightly. If you are joining us for the very first time, welcome. I don't usually sound quite so croaky, but we have been at an expo in London, e-commerce expo, Technology for Marketing Expo. It's all in the same place for the last 2 days. So I've been talking consistently and constantly to lots and lots of people coming to see us at our stand. And we also did a really good talk as well, which was very popular. So that's why I'm croaky. Now, we're going to be doing mainly practical today. So we're going to be doing a demo. I'm going to be doing a demo of how to create a custom GPT. I've just got a few introductory slides just so you know where to find it. But we're going to start off with our customary polls to try and find out where you are. I'm going to ask Tony to do that. And also the video will be available later on. So please look forward to that so you can go and try it yourself. Okay, Tony, over to you. Let's do the polls.
So the first poll, can everyone see that?
So I guess some people could be using the free and the paid version, couldn't they? So, yeah. Oh, okay. So let's find out whether the 25% are using the paid version, because there is a paid version which is available for $20, and you get so much for your money. We would definitely recommend that. It's the best investment you could have for your business. So let's, we've got quite a few people have answered already. A few more coming in. Maybe we could do the next one.
Can I put up the next one?
So, yes. I guess in a way was, had you heard of them before today? Because, of course, you're here. So you now know what they are. You now know about them. It's so difficult to get these poll questions perfect, isn't it, Tony, to try and get what we need. Oh, okay, there's a few people saying that they hadn't heard of them before. So that's good. So we've got a bit of a mix. Okay. So it's a bit of a 50-50.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead to do the third poll.
Thank you. I think this is going to be a very low number. It just takes a little while for these numbers to come through as well, doesn't it? Morning, Anastasia. Nice to see you. Anna's asked a really good question. Is the custom only available on the paid? You can access other people's that have already been created, but if you want to create your own, you've got to upgrade. But I think you should be upgrading anyway. The extra functionality in the paid version is so much better. It gets you access to the ChatGPT 4.0, which is significantly better. So we've got a few people that have said yes. So it'd be interesting to know the actual numbers involved there, Tony. Because is it just me that's written yes?
No. We have a few numbers here.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. That's good. And we've got more people arriving all the time as well. So that's good as well. Okay. Do we have one more poll, or is that?
Yeah. So we have one more. So it's going to ask if you're using ChatGPT and how do you primarily use it in your business. So do you use it for customer support, content creation, or just only like data analysis?
And it's what you use it for the most, because we can only click on one today. So what do you personally use it for, or what does the business personally use it for the most? And let's see what people are saying. One of the things I probably haven't shown you, Tony, is you can choose either one option or multi, so that they could actually tick all three. I'm guessing that content creation is going to be the biggest case. I'd love to know what the customer support people are doing, what that person's doing. That's interesting. Interestingly, if you spoke to Darren, he would probably say data analysis he uses it for, whereas I use mine mainly for content creation and a little bit of around data analysis. Yeah.
Okay. Still have some more numbers coming in. So yeah, we can see that content creation is what it's being used for the most.
Excellent. Okay, so brilliant. All right, well, what we'll do is we'll share my slides. So we'll close that down. Just a little tip for you guys. If you expand the chat, there's little arrows in the right-hand corner. You'll be able to expand it so that the slide's a little bit bigger. When I come to sharing the actual demo, I would recommend you make it as big as you can so that you can see it. So let's just do a bit of an introduction. So the topic is AI on steroids, how to create a custom GPT. So this is going to the next stage. And if any of you are interested in just using ChatGPT or other products like Gemini, I did do a ChatGPT sort of practical prompting course a couple of weeks ago. So we will put the link in the chat for that, or you can go to the webinar page to get it on the website. So this is a little bit more advanced, but a little bit about me. So I am the founder and CEO of Annika Digital. I think I mainly do what I would call a CTO role. I focus very much on the technical side. I do a lot of consultancy, a lot of training. We just spent a couple of days in London at an expo where I was literally talking to a queue of people about how they can use digital marketing to improve their e-commerce websites. I've been in digital marketing for 22 years and actually Annika's 18th birthday in February. So we are hoping to have a big e-commerce conference to celebrate that. And we've got about 20% of our staff have been at Annika for around 8 to 10 years. So the rest of the staff have sort of joined more recently, quite a lot of them 4 years ago during COVID. I've got a few things, if you haven't already picked it up. If you go to the website now, a pop-up comes up with the Integrate book. If you click on there, you can get access. If you go through and fill the form in, you can go through and get all our books and sign up to our emails, etc. So please feel free and do that. I'm mainly on LinkedIn, but you can email me at annika.co.uk if you want a prompt response and or you need some help. Inquiries at or marketing at can be quite a lot quicker because, of course, I'm in meetings quite a lot of the time during the day. A little bit about Annika then. So 17 years of data-driven digital marketing for e-commerce and established brands. We don't tend to work with as many startups or smaller brands because we provide quite premium services across strategy, social, search, shopping, and skills. And the skills bit is a really important part of our business. We have a separate brand called Annika Academy, and we're currently running, we've got 2 digital skills boot camps on the go at the moment for people in the East Midlands and East Anglia. And we're currently recruiting for October and November. So if you are based in those regions, you've got employees that you want to train or you want to train yourself, we've got courses starting, 2 courses starting very, very soon. So if you are interested in that, put a note and we'll put in the link so you can sign up. Consequently, we've got quite a few learners on the course today. So hi, everybody. But we do have a lot of people that just sign up on this on a regular basis. So hello to our regulars and also welcome to all the new people that have joined us for the first time. So what is a custom GPT? It's basically a recipe of pre-configured prompts. So it's a feature of ChatGPT that allows you to create complex prompts, which you save and then you go back in and reuse. And it's perfect for repetitive tasks or where you want to provide some guidance or additional reference material to ensure the task is completed in the right way so you get consistency. So I'm going to give you lots of use cases in a minute, but we've got various different examples of what we use it for. But a good example is if you write in blogs every week and you want to follow a certain brand guidelines or a certain tone of voice, and you want it in a certain length, a certain style, you want to make sure you have the format in a certain way, or you make sure you ensure that you've got bullet points and things, or you even want to sort of start off, well, these are my bullet points of what I want to cover, and then you want it to give you ideas, and then you choose the idea, and then you develop it, and that whole process is scoped out so that when you come back every week to write a new blog, it's a much faster, much more consistent, and a much easier task. So I think somebody asked this in the chat. I was preempting this question. You can use custom GPTs created by other people, including some really big brands, you know, like TripAdvisor and all sorts of other brands out there. And you can use the ones that they've created, but you are limited to what you can do, the amount that you can use. And you definitely need to upgrade. Now, if you're going to invest anything in your business, I would recommend that this is the best investment you can ever have. And once you've invested $20, I want you then to invest £20 to your charity of your choice, just for the fact that you've actually, the amount of money that you save, because this will revolutionize your business. The extra functionality and the extra quality of the results compared with the free version is so much better. The amount of time that you will save is just unbelievable, and you definitely should spend that extra money. Now, the bit that we're going to do in the demo is training and creating and training the GPT to do the tasks that you want. This is an iterative process, and it can take a few hours to finesse. So we're only going to create something really, really simple. I am going to show and demonstrate my virtual CMO, which took me about 2.5 days to create. I had some specific use cases in mind, and I was trying to develop a marketing plan, which when I eventually created it and did all the bits, I did sort of do it in, I sort of took the best bits and put it into a document, but that final document of all the things I could do was about 50 pages. But I did design it in a way that it can be used by anyone. And I will be releasing a form and a landing page where you can get that link, but it will be gated. You won't get it unless you fill in the form and provide quite a lot of information. So I'm using it as a what we call a lead magnet, and our intention is to have many of these, and maybe even get to a point where the majority of them will be free. But if you want the extra functionality, we might actually go to more of a commercial model next year. And this is all about the fact that once you've completed the process, you can share the link. So you can just have it for yourself and you just use it yourself, or you can share it amongst your team. But there is also the opportunity to publish it and use it as a sort of a way of spreading your name. However, we're already in a situation where there's, you know, hundreds or thousands of, more like thousands of custom GPTs that have already been created. And many of them have got thousands of users already. So you probably, unless you create something really, really unique that nobody else has done, you may well find that you can't use it as a traffic generator or a branding exercise. But there is the potential to do that and get your name out there, to be seen as a producer of maybe a series of these. So where do you go and find it? Now, I've gone straight in to the ChatGPT section, and I think what I probably need to do is just open ChatGPT. I probably could have done with a slide in between this one. So I'm going to quickly just do that. I'll be able to come straight back to where I was anyway. So I'm going to just share my screen. You're going to need to tell me, Tony, if you can see my screen okay. Okay.
Yeah, your screen is okay.
So this is the paid version of ChatGPT. You'll recognize that it's the paid version because I've got GPT 4.0. There's a few other extra new versions. This is the brand new one that was launched last week, which is 01. They're going back to the beginning of their numbering system. This one is completely new, and it's designed for advanced reasoning, scientific, more complex challenges, more analytical, more coding. What we'll do is we'll spend a bit more time. Last time I looked in ChatGPT, which I think was on Tuesday, we didn't have that option, so this is brand new. And also, you've got the option to make a temporary chat, which is almost like Snapchat in the sense that after you finished, it disappears. I'd only use that if you're doing something confidential, particularly if you're sharing your login with lots of other people. So I am going to do something like pick a random, let me just type this in properly, random number, and let's see what it does. Okay, 47, right. Okay. So pick a random color. Teal. Okay. So you can do some things in here, but what we might want to do is do something that's a little bit more predictable and more complex. So give me some blog ideas of the main features of custom GPTs. Okay, so if I wanted to know about custom GPTs and I wanted to write a blog about it, I could just do something like this. And please write me a 1,000-word blog on custom GPTs using this list. Not that I would suggest you do this, and you would have to also edit it, etc. Otherwise, you're going to end up with something very similar to everybody else. Okay, so you can see it pumping out a load of content straight away. Now, that's how ChatGPT works. It's using data that is in its learning database, and it's also going online. So what we could also do is write, is there any other good articles online about custom GPTs? So it will have the power. Oh, it's still finishing. It's still writing my blog. Okay, sorry, it's taking a bit of a long time. I think I might copy that for later. Okay. I guess you can't blame it to spend a little bit of time writing a 1,000-word blog for you. And then it's searching and it's finding me some articles and it's giving me the links. Okay. So that is showing that not only is it using its own database, it's also enriching, it's called RAG, it's enriching the data with online information as well. And obviously, if you follow the same searches, you can do exactly the same thing as me. But of course, every time somebody uses it, they're using slightly different prompts, and we would get slightly different answers. So I want to go over to the Explore GPT section over here. And what you see is what I was showing you on my previous slide. And I have got examples of some very popular GPTs. You've got ones that are trending, you've got Canva, you've got Consensus, you've got Image Generator, you've got tools from ChatGPT themselves, and then you've got an index where you can find about writing, productivity, research analysis, education, lifestyle programming. And so if I wanted to search, okay, obviously my own ones come up, but that's fine. But if I wanted to search on travel guide to South America, let's see if there's anything that can help me with that. No results. Okay, let's just try travel guide. Excellent. So we've got some trip planners, travel guides. You'll notice that there's lots of different ones in here. You might find that there's, if I make that a little bit bigger, actually, it's a little bit pale. Some of these might be really popular brands. That one's been downloaded 25,000 times. That one's been downloaded 30 times. If I wanted to do SEO, my website, SEO helper, SEO expert, got a few more showing up here. You could do something like house, managing my house bills. Don't know whether that's going to help. No, managing my bills. See if that helps. Okay, let me come in. Let's do something on cash flow. Doesn't have to be about your business, you see. That's what the point I'm trying to make. Yeah, you've got iCash flow. So you can see that lots of people have already created lots of these already. But you'll also notice top right, because I'm in the paid version, I've got the create option, and I've also got my chat GPTs. So my GPTs. So I'm what I've got here is we've been playing around with some stuff with one of our clients. We've got some color pickers. These are the ones that Darren's been creating. And then if we load some more, we've got some where we just started and didn't finish. If we load some more, oops, sorry, I clicked on the wrong button. We can go down and you've got my virtual CMO for Annika Digital. We've got my case study template. We've got our handbook blog. We've got our pitch perfector, which is basically, and then there should be another one, which I can't find, which is a bit disappointing. Maybe it's a bit further down. Oh, there is a load more, which is my blog creator, which is where I convert my PDFs and my recordings of my webinars into a blog. So that's around here somewhere. I'll find that one again in a minute. So what I thought I'd do is I thought I would show you content converter. That's the one that I need to rename it and play around with it. I'm still sort of playing with that at the moment. So let's try the color picker one. And when you go in and use it, this is what it looks like. Pick a random color for me, give me a color, surprise me with a color, choose a random color. So this is really, really simple. So let me just click one of these buttons. Let's say pick a random color for me. And it's going to come up with a color. But what Darren has done is he's also asked for an image which represents that color, which we've got the sun, and we've also got the hex coding as well. Okay, so it's not just pick a color like teal. Another one please, but not mustard. Oh, I don't like mustard. Okay, so this time it's come. So what we're going to do is, oh, that's an interesting colour. Not quite sure what that colour is. Oh, it's forest green. It has a rich earthy tone, and you've got the hex colour there as well, which will be the stuff around the edge. So we can go and look under the bonnet and have a look at this and see exactly how this was built. So obviously I'm sort of stuck in it now. So I have to go back to Explore GPTs. And this time, when I go back to my GPTs, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go onto the edit button and actually have a look at the way that we built this. So you've got the original create, and we've also got the configure. Now, I just want to explain these two panels for you. So the panel on the left is where you build it, and the panel on the right is like the preview of what it's going to look like. And we'll go through that in a minute. We'll go through the process of building one in a minute, but I just want to show you what it looks like in the configure stage, which is sort of the prompt. Now, this is really, really simple. We've got color picker, so that's the name, picks a random color excluding blue and provides it in a hex code. So we sort of built it. I think what we've done is we've edited it and made it avoid the color pink, but we'll just check it. So this GPT's pick a random color when prompted by the user. It will provide the name of the color and its corresponding hexadecimal code in a friendly, concise manner. It should avoid selecting any shades of blue when choosing a random color. And we subsequently then asked to avoid the color pink. And the conversation starters, which are these four, is pick a random color, give me a color, surprising me with a color, choose a random color. And then it could be also, you could edit that and say with a hex code, because they don't know at this point. And can you see it's just changed that? And it's provided some knowledge if you want to upload some files. It's using web browsing, it's using the image generator. And if I just upgrade it, so that next time we go into the live version, we can view the GPT. And did you notice I could also copy the link there as well? And it has added the hex code. Okay, so let's go and create our own. So I thought we could create a random number generator. And I'm going to go over here on the left. But I'm just going to open the mic a bit with Tony. Is there any questions yet in the chat? Because I think this is quite a good chat before I start to build one, where I think it will become really, really more obvious. Has anybody asked anything yet?
No, not really. Someone just said, what is CMO? It would be really handy to have a list of acronyms for this course. I'll definitely take note of that. And then someone has just said you're using American spellings. But that's
yes, I am using American spellings, but what we will do in the chat GPT is we'll say it has to be, so in the custom GPT, it has to be UK spelling. So that's a classic example of why you might want to use a custom GPT. Because if I look at that 1,000-page blog, 1,000-word blog, I would probably go through a process of making it UK English. I would make sure that the format, the style of the wording is more conducive for how I want to talk, the language I want to use. There's not very many bullet points. There was no images, etc., etc. So what we're going to do is let's make it something a little bit more content creative. I would like to have a GPT for ideation of content ideas based on a bullet point list or a persona. Okay. Sorry, can't type. This will be part of the virtual CMO series, so the name needs to reflect this. Now, I am typing in really badly. I apologize for that, but it can interpret my terrible spelling. So what it's going to do, first of all, it's going to come up with a name, and it's going to come up with hopefully a name, virtual CMO content ideation. Perfect. And I'll create a virtual profile now, and I'm going to say, no, please use our favicon. And I'm going to upload my favicon, which I've got on my desktop because I use it all the time.
And someone just asked a question saying that if you could also explain how the answers are generated compared to Google in its background searching mechanism.
Well, it's not using Google, of course, because this is ChatGPT. So the answers are still using exactly the same data as in the normal ChatGPT. But what you're doing is on the left, you're using ChatGPT on the left to create the custom GPT, which is now, if I just add this in, so I'll just make that happen. Okay, why is that taking its time? I think it's just uploading the file. Okay, so it's going to generate the profile picture. And as I've just written that, it's now, okay. So it's, as I do that, it then updates it on the right-hand side. And can you see, here's a persona. Can you suggest content? Can you turn these bullet points into content ideas? What content would you suggest for now? Okay, so it's ignored that. No, please use our favicon. Okay, I think it was working on it. So it's going to now change it. That's actually quite nice. I quite like that image. I probably should have kept that one. But what it's doing now is it's I've updated the profile picture. Would you like to refine anything else? So what I'm going to quickly do is I'm going to basically see what's over here. And these are the 4 lists. So I'm going to just say, I'm going to just test it. I will test it first, then refine. Okay. So if I want to test it, I have to go over here and please, can you create me content ideas about using custom GPTs. Here are some bullet points to start with. So I would then do something like, what is a custom GPT? How can I use it in marketing? What is the process of creating one? How can I share or use it as a lead magnet? Okay, so I've given it some bullet points, but I could have asked it to do that for me. So here are some content ideas. Okay, what is custom GPT? Okay. So it's giving me some ideas. Okay, so taking on board the fact that I don't like the American English, my first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say, if I was doing this for a global audience, I'd keep it in American English. But because my audience is going to be much more UK orientated, I would prefer it to be based on UK English. So I would like to change this to UK English. Please wait before updating, as I want to make some more changes. So don't update it straight away, because I'm actually going to be playing with it and I want to do some things.
There's a question.
Yes.
Can you get the images for the free version? Isabel asked that.
Well, you can't create a custom GPT without the free version, without the paid version anyway. But the free version, I think, it's got DALL-E in there. So you'd have to go to the free version and see if you can get images or not, because I can't remember. I'm pretty certain DALL-E is available in the free version, and DALL-E is the image creator that OpenAI has got. So yeah, I think you can. But everything I'm teaching you today, you really need to use the paid version. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, if you look at the structure on the right hand side, it's giving me content format, content angle, calls to action. I'm going to say something else. I like the format, but would like to add hooks or USPs which can be used as a call to action. Please can you repeat for 3 examples so I can view this, and also add change to UK English. So what it's going to do now is it's going to it's going to give me some samples here. Okay, persona example. No, that's not what I've asked it to do. I want it to, I'm going to try and do it on this side instead. So I'm going to take this bit and put it on this side. And then what I'm going to do is, if it does it the way I want, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Okay, so what I'm going to do is the format on the right is now correct. Please update the GPT so it is in this format, in this Annika format. Okay, so it's updating it now. So what I can then do is I can then test it. Okay, so now what it's done, here's a persona goal, turn these bullet points into content with hooks, and you can't see the rest of the sentence. What content ideas would you suggest for this marketing? Generate a content series around this theme. Okay, so let's try that one again. And this time, please, and it's asked me what it can do. So it's given me a little bit of a prompt. Please create content ideas for home and garden website for Halloween, e.g. for brushes, fear of choosing the wrong product. Here is the URL to help in this process. So I'm going to now add in https://charlesbentley.com. Let's make sure I've spelt that right. Now, I've done this deliberately because okay, avoid Halloween decor disasters, avoid Halloween horror, brush selection simplified, brush away Halloween messes with confidence, the witch's best kept secret, the perfect broom. I'm loving this. From cobwebs to clean floors, brush up Halloween. I don't know whether it's gone online. Can you go online to the Charles Bentley site and suggest products to match? Okay, it's not at the moment because I'm in the test version. I think once you're in the live version, you may well be able to do that. So what I'm going to do over here is please update the options to allow the GPT to go online and look at a website, or for the user to upload a list or a product categories or something like that, or subjects or topics. Okay. So this iterative process allows us to build it out so that we can start to get something more sophisticated. And as I said, when I did this for my virtual CMO, which I'll show you in a minute, I ended up with something much more sophisticated and was able to do it out. Okay. Right. So this time, can you see here? Here's a persona and goal. Can you suggest content? Turn these bullet points into content and hooks. Want content ideas and ideas you suggest for marketing? Check this website for inspiration as to check concept. So one of the ways that I'm interrogating this is I can ask it on the right-hand side, what can you do for me? And then that will allow me to check sort of what's inbuilt in its memory. But also I can keep going back over to the configure to see what the prompt is doing and how complicated that prompt is. Because this is almost like a summary of the conversations that we've had and what's in its memory. So things like suggest and localize UK English, ensure the appropriate spelling and style preferences. Users can upload lists as part of the series, creative content ideas. So I just want to go one step further. Those are the personas. I'm going to say, I love these personas. I love these suggestions, but I also want the ability to convert the ideas into a content plan. Okay, so let's see what it does next. But I need to test it to make sure the content plan is in the way I want. But what you see here is it's lost what I've already done, so I can't see that anymore. So what I learned over playing with this over a few days, and Darren's done some very different things with it. He's used it to do things like analysis of spreadsheets and analysis of documents, is that we find that if you do the iterative process on the right, it's worth getting it to a point where you're really, really happy with what the output is. And then you ask it on the left to update it. And maybe even say, can you summarize all the changes on the left? And then say, can you implement these? So this is why the process can take a little bit longer, because so let's try. Okay, I have previously asked for Halloween content ideas for charlesbentley.com that sells brushes. Oh, you can tell I'm tired. And home and garden products. Please, can you list the Halloween ideas and then do the same for Christmas and other key holidays like Easter, Valentine's Day, etc. Then convert it to a content calendar. So this is a really complicated prompt, but in theory, if you were doing this for yourself, you would also have loaded up your brand guidelines, your tone of voice. You would have, like I said, UK English. So this is some ideas, content ideas for Charles Bentley, swoopy sweepstakes giveaway, which best friends campaign, DIY haunted garden tips, sustainable Halloween crafts, sweep up the scares, flash sale, Christmas content ideas, festive cleaning checklist, 12 days of Christmas deals, winter warmers for the garden. And it's coming up with some really, really good ideas. Now, you've got Easter ideas. I like some of these. These are really good. Bunny approved brushes, spring cleaning sales, Valentine ideas. Now, I have been quite prescriptive because we haven't got huge amounts of time. Spring is in the air, pre-Valentine sale, content calendar, and now it's converting into a content calendar idea. Now, I can play around with this and change the format of it to get it what I want, but I just wanted to show you the sorts of thing it can do. So within half an hour, we've created a chat GPT that allows us to create our content ideas. Okay, so I'm happy with that now. So I'm going to now go live. I always get confused where to find this. Okay, so this is great. How do I save it? I think it's already saved. There's a little button here somewhere, which... Okay, so if I hit that, I create a new one. I haven't got a link yet, so this is just in draft format, which means I see it. But when I go back in to my GPTs, content ideation, at the moment, it's only giving me the option to, but if I now go in, I should be able to save it. I always have struggle finding this. Yeah, there you are. It's because it says create and it should say share. It was only because Darren knew where to look for it. So I can give anyone the link or I can put it on the store. I'm not ready to share it with anyone else yet. So I'm just going to save it and then at least it will be the real one. But I will get the link, which means that I can then go into another window and I can run it. I will come back to the other one in a minute. Oops, sorry. That seemed to work properly. So here's a persona, turn the bullet points, kind of ideas we'd like to suggest, check the website for inspiration. I should have changed it actually to give me the content calendar, but that's fine for now. But I'm in here and I can then do something for us. So we had an idea in performance max campaigns in Google shopping. We have a way of describing ghosts, zombie, and hero products, which are getting good visibility in Google Ads. Do you have any information on this topic? So go online if required. Okay, so the reason I'm asking this is I want to know if it knows about this topic or not. Yeah. Okay, so it does. That's brilliant. And it searched on sites, and it knows exactly what I'm talking about. There's no good me giving it some ideas if it doesn't know what I'm talking about. Okay. Based on this this information, Annika Digital would like to create a Halloween campaign on this topic to use in email, blog, mail outs, etc. Please come up with some ideas for this. So this is something we actually want to do. So unmask your ghost products this Halloween. Zombie products haunting your shopping feed. Time to revive them. Let your hero save the day this Halloween. Ghost, zombies, and heroes, a spooky guide to shopping ads. Email campaign ideas, subject lines, body content, call to actions, blog post ideas, how to exercise ghost products and revive zombie listings in Google Shopping, the ultimate Halloween guide to managing ghost, zombies, and hero products, key blog topics. I really like this. Social media posts. So this has almost created me in 5 minutes a total campaign, which I'm now going to copy and send over to Tony to use. But not only that, it's even talked about content or webinar, or images. Okay, so please create. I haven't asked it to do this before. Some images that we could use in social media that implies that combines the topic and the technical side of shopping ads. Okay, let's see what it comes up with. It's going to take a little bit longer to create something. I have no idea what's going to come up with. This is why I like doing this so much. To be honest, I could spend my whole life just playing around on this. Okay, so it's come up with some crazy stuff. I think I should quickly grab this. I really like that. I think what we probably need to do is make it a little bit more on brand. So I think what we would have to do is we'd have to load some stuff. But as a starting point, that's really cool. So you can see that as a result of creating a custom GPT, I've actually managed to control the formatting of this in a much more structured way. Whereas if I, and I've shown you how to do iterative prompting. So, so if I just did this and went to normal ChatGPT, So I'm in normal ChatGPT now. So whereas if I'd done that in my I've got to make sure I haven't just deceived you. I'm pretty certain I was in my CMO just a minute ago. Because can you see what you've got? You've got quite a limited list. What I'll do is I will go and copy that, and I'll put exactly the same thing into my ChatGPT, my custom GPT. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just show you how I would do that in my, just make sure exactly the same thing again. Just go into my content ideation, copy that message in. I think I might have lost what I've done, but I'll go and have a look in a minute. Yeah, so I've got to try and find my original one, otherwise I'm going to lose it. I don't know if it's this one. I might have lost it, Tony. I'm going to be gutted if I have. Well, we can always reproduce it. So I'm just going to finally show you one more thing, which is the CMO, and then we'll go over to questions. So in my CMO one, it's a little bit more sophisticated. So you can no, I need to be in the main one. Explore my GPTs. So I've got my GPTs. I've got the whole virtual CMO, which is the big one, which is the one that took me 2 days. And what effectively I'm doing now is building subsets of it. I'm just going to ask it, how can you help me? And you can see all the things it can do. And what it basically done in this one is we've pre-trained it, and we've also added up our integrate and our attend book. And it's telling me all the different things it can do. So it can create a marketing plan. It can check your existing documents. It can create your target audience and personas. It can develop the strategies. It can do a go-to-market plan. It can create a 12-month calendar. It can create messages and sales scripts. So it's really, really comprehensive. And we're not going to be giving away the whole thing to anybody. But what we will do is we will create sort of small sections of it, so that people can use that to do what they want to do themselves. And so you might be able to create the personas, but you can only create a maximum of 3 personas, or you might be able to create a content calendar, but you can only create a content calendar with 1 idea per month. So it will allow us to play around, but then we can clone this and we can say, hey, we're going to create a custom GPT. You can't copy it, by the way. You have to sort of almost recreate it by using that configure, and then we can do this for different brands. Okay, I'm conscious I've come to 10 o'clock. Hopefully, if that time went so quickly. I can't believe we've got 10 so quickly. So is there any questions that we need to answer in the chat?
Rishi and Atnet have been really, really helpful. Everyone has been interacting, so everyone has just been like conversing within themselves. Yeah, I think the only question that hasn't been answered was, can social media detect GPT created content? Do the algorithms like it? In the monetization part of Facebook? Well, I'm just taking in bits. Can social media detect GPT created?
No, I mean, at the moment, you would never use this content straight without editing it anyway. You know, I've sort of jokingly said, oh, this is great. I could create a blog out of this. But we wouldn't. We'd always edit it. And you've got to remember the way it works. It's not plagiarizing content from somewhere else. It's taking the content that it looks like it's the most likely the next thing by probability that would be the next words that would be used based on, you know, millions of previous examples. So if you get in a really niche subject, then yeah, your content could be almost plagiarizing just one article somewhere. But never let any content, use your brain and your like creativity to do the prompting correctly and come up with the ideas and what you want it to do for you. Let it do all its work, and then you then come in again at the second stage, or the final stage rather, and then you edit it and make it perfect for what you need. So the only way it will recognize words is if it sometimes uses words that we wouldn't use so regularly. So I do think that in some art, sometimes you can spot it, but at the moment it's very difficult for it to for Google or the social media programs. And anyway, they're all adding it to their own functionality, so it's a bit it's almost a little bit hypocritical for them to criticize it if we use it when they're all using it themselves. But if you like what you've seen today, please give us a review. If any of you are, we will provide a couple of these for access if anybody wants them. We haven't got that at the moment. I've just got one final thing on the slides, which I'll just show you if I just bring that up. So if any of you are in the e-commerce sector, or you've got an e-commerce website, these were just some examples of some ones that had already been created. If you are interested in attending our e-commerce events, the next one is planned for the 17th of October at the Cozy Club, but you've either got to have an e-commerce website or be in retail to get a free place. If you are a tech supplier or an agency, it's by invitation only, or but there are some sponsorship opportunities. This event isn't really suitable for the students in the sense that if you're not selling online, then it wouldn't be applicable to you. But the day before we do the LCB event, so you're very welcome to go onto Eventbrite and join up. But that is a breakfast event on the Wednesday, whereas this is the Thursday. So that's it for me. What's the plan for next week?
So we're trying to put out the big markup by Monday. So by Monday, everyone is going to get an invite for the next. It's by our PR head of PR, Amy, and then that's going to be.
Is she talking on product placement or something like that, or she?
I'll need to confirm the.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Excellent. Okay, guys. Well, lovely to see you all, and we'll see you next Friday. Bye.
Bye.